What's up, everybody? Welcome or welcome back. I'm Serena or Bean. This is my YouTube channel. I think it's gonna be called This Took Forever. So I guess let's just dive in. The last couple days I've been trying to post some videos about I'm really integrating into my new belief system. And, I didn't have one for a little while because I deconstructed out of Christianity, and I'm like, okay, that's 100% no. And I got really confused for a while because everybody still kept being like, oh, we're not into religion, but we read the Bible. Oh, we're not, like, people were saying they weren't religious, but they still were. It was a lot about the Bible, though. And I really felt some kind of way about that. And I had to sit and go through it, and I really had to do my research and, reverse engineer everything where it came from. And everything, literally everything on this planet has been touched by a human being. The only piece of heaven that's here is humans. It's us. We brought it with us. Do you see what I mean? This is hell. And especially if you look at like the tree of life and like the chakras and all that, the lower levels of consciousness, the earth, the root chakra is the lowest. That's earth. In tarot, the Fool's Journey, if you read it through the Tree of Life, you read it backwards. The Fool is the sovereign fool that has overcome the world. That Fool's Journey is everything to becoming sovereign, to untethering yourself, to walking off the edge of the cliff, untethered. And that's the journey I've been on, is to untether myself from anything of this world, because I don't want it. And I know this kind of sounds weird, so stick with me here. It's probably gonna get taken like whatever, but I didn't want to be here. You feel me? And it got bad, like to the point where it was daily, every couple of days, every couple of weeks, like it would hit to the point where it was like, something isn't right. Like, what is this feeling? And I wasn't depressed. I wish I was just fed up with being a human being. I was like, why do I have to eat? Why do I have to work? Why do I have to pay taxes? Why do I have to get up and do this? Why do I have to do the dishes? Like, I was just done. I was like, what am I doing here? And when I started, that was really what started the whole thing. But I'm at this point now where I'm understanding what the hell I'm doing here to the best of my ability. My dad had his near-death experience, woke up in a different body. And he was like, this was not my body. It was his body, but he was like, it was different. It was perfect. And it felt amazing. He was in the hospital dying of leukemia. So when he woke up in this other body, he was like, what the hell is this? Like, and he said, like, it was like, yeah, this is right. This is where I'm supposed to be. And he didn't want to come back, but they told him he had to. The light beings said, you have to go back. And I think that the light beings are who we truly are in our realist form, because one of them was talking to him and he thought it was his mom. He thought it was my grandma. He said it was a feminine ghost, a feminine energy. He said, or it was a gay ghost. So he was joking. It was a feminine energy, right? And my dad's funny. And so it was, yeah, like they don't have faces. They don't have any features. They don't have skin. They're light. They're infinite light. That's what we are. And my dreams that I've had where I don't have a body, I'm just observing, but I'm completely conscious and I'm there. That's us in our truest form. We're infinite light. So I operate under that premises that my highest self is asleep on the other side, this is a dream, a video game, if you will. Think the new Jumanjis. We all kind of got dropped in here. But we're not really like aware that it happened. Well, some of us are. Now we are. That frustration you feel because you don't like planet Earth. You don't understand why you have to go to work every day. You just are feeling like. So last night I was driving. I was talking to my boyfriend. We call him Hot Yoga Doctor. He's really a doctor, and he has a private practice. He's very active. And so I just keep his face and his name off of things, and he helps with all my social media stuff, whatever. He's very supportive of it, and I'll explain why. So I am interested in doing digital marketing and having a YouTube channel, whatever, right? And I've never understood why I was interested in it. It's never really made a whole lot of sense to me. The podcast made sense. The podcast I needed. I did that. I've taken a hiatus from it. I haven't wanted to turn the microphone on. I haven't wanted to record. I haven't had an urge to. I did my dad's near-death experience, and it was like it was almost like that's what needed to happen. So we got it. It's there. Cool. Now I'm moving on to other things, but I'm still very drawn to this, but it's a little different now. So I've been asking myself, like, okay, what is this that I'm feeling? What is it that I'm being drawn to? None of this has been making a whole lot of sense the last couple days. It's been very overwhelming. I have felt very stressed out, almost like I'm having a mental breakdown a little bit emotionally. This is what this feels like. Again, I'm very familiar with this. This isn't anything new. This is what happens when I'm going through another layer. You'll get used to this if you follow me. I slur my words and get all messed up. It's because I talk really fast and the fascia in my face is still like super tight. It's releasing, but it takes time, and it's a process, and it's like consistently, almost like working out. And so you're releasing it, and then getting it to release, and it's a lot. Anyway, stress. If you know, you know. So this video game thing, the dream, I just keep telling myself every time it hits me, this is a dream. This isn't real. Okay, we have to participate. You know what? There's a guy, Hughes is his last name. Oh God, I'm so sorry. My friend, I'll try to put his name in the description. He's a smart man. He's all over YouTube. He's very famous, very, very smart. Go listen to him. He's much smarter than I am. And he has this figured out better than I do. Some of the stuff he talks about is a little off my path, but nonetheless, right? YouTube, the reason I think I'm kind of drawn to YouTube as well is that YouTube is where I had my awakening and where I healed and where I found everything, and TikTok too, but TikTok really was more of like a mirror to show me patterns and different things that were like coming and like different. It's so hard to explain. TikTok's such a different vibe because it's short content, you know, and everybody there is like, their brains are, that's why I say in these videos, if you can't stand how fast or slow I talk or whatever the case is, just do whatever you want with its speed. But TikTok made me irritable. TikTok made me very like feeling that way when I don't watch stuff on TikTok, really. Very little. Like a couple of my friends, I'll watch their stuff, but like I don't go following creators on there. Like there's some tarot readers and stuff I follow, but TikTok became extremely overwhelming. Like it's a selling platform. They want you to sell things. It's consumerism. They want to make money. That's all that app is for, is making money. But I've been using it to learn digital content and like what works and like the trends and just different stuff, algorithms and things like that. It's really helpful for that. So I bought a digital marketing program and I'm learning all the stuff in it. And so it's a process and it's slow. And I have a job. I have not a 9 to 5, I have a 6 to 2:30 job, and then, you know, whatever. So it's just something else I'm teaching myself and something else I'm learning because we live in a digital world, and I know some about it, but I think there's more to it that I've missed or that I saw the orb, I don't understand or whatever, and you know, that's fine. But anyway, and I'm basically, in the last video, I think I had said, I'm doing these as I'm healing and I'm understanding the importance of showing up and doing these because I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to relive this later. And I mean, like, whatever, but it's happening right now in real time. So it's like, record the footage. I know I look like shit. I know it doesn't matter. The words are what matter here, not my face, not the fact that I look like shit because I was asleep and it's early in the morning on Saturday. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't matter. And I have to get over all this. I've got to, like, understand. I'm like, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I look like hell. It really doesn't. And it doesn't really matter if anybody watches this. Even if one person sees this, and then I'm going to trust that that one person got what they needed from this. And that's that. So I don't question it. I've just been leaning into the nudges. And that is the part where everyone goes crazy. Is because if you, whoops, Mickey's here. I need to fix this. People think, leaning into the nudges and they don't understand. They don't understand what they're listening to. They get upset and confused, and it's a journey. And into leaning into trusting God, universe, source, yourself, whatever you subscribe to. And it really is about discovering what's on the other side, where we came from, what we're actually doing here. Humans are burned out because it's like we're running around not knowing what's going on. And the archetypes are so real, and you have to go through all of them. And I see so many people in the savior archetype, lots of people in that right now. They feel that it is their responsibility solely to save the world, save humanity, save whoever. I think it's a response. It's a level of consciousness, I believe, is what's happened. And I'm way past that one. That was, I think, the podcast. Honestly, I thought I needed to do it because I'm like, is this what I'm supposed to do? And this is the thing. Through all of this, I was like, I never felt like, oh, I'm going to help the world. Oh, I'm going to change everything. No, sorry. And then, so I want to talk to the people who are listening to me and they're like, I want to make money. I want to be famous on YouTube. I want to be famous on TikTok. I want to make these $20,000 and $30,000 from. Listen, those people aren't even making that. Sorry. Well, some of them are, but you know how they're making it? By selling the program. That's what they're doing. They're getting people to buy the program, which is fine. But that's all that they're doing. They don't have a niche. They just were like, oh, I can just sell this digital program and make a shit ton of money. And that's what they did. They don't have a niche. They don't have like they're self-proclaimed teachers. They're self-proclaimed whatevers. Now, look, generally, there are people like me that get on there. My friend Amber is another one. She's amazing. And she's like, look, I'm figuring this out too. Like, this is what I've learned, blah, blah, blah. And she's very honest about it. And she's going to be successful, but she's going to be successful the right way. She built it and she grew it. She didn't just get in there and be like, oh, I know everything. Like, that's not her. She's like, no, this is what I know. This is what I'm learning. These are the mistakes I've made. You see the difference? Then I see people, I just block them automatically on TikTok. I've blocked so many creators and so many people, like you do not even know. When I just get sick of it. I couldn't deal with it anymore. What I was seeing was just people being like, you need to follow me, and I'm going to teach you all this digital marketing stuff. No, you're not. You're not telling me anything. What pissed me off is like I was watching a couple and then it would be like, okay, I'll tell you my secret after I get 10,000 likes. Oh, I'll tell you. And I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, they don't actually have information. They're screwing you. All you're doing, they're taking your time. They're taking your time. So you need to be aware of who's stealing your time. Those lives and stuff, if you're not really getting anything valuable, why are you sitting there? The longer you sit there, the more you engage, the more energy you give them, the more money they make. And that's all they're doing. They're not giving you anything. That's why it feels so dirty to me. Because I'm like, you're not giving me any information. You're just taking my time and I'm trying to sit here and grow. So buying the program bypassed some of that. Now, there's people like my friend, she bought the program, she understands it, she's in it doing it, and that's what she's doing, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, that's the right way. But there are these people that I see all over TikTok, and it's really starting to get to the point where I don't even want to be on TikTok. I don't scroll. It drives me crazy. I can't do it. It's just too much. So I was like, I think I'm gonna post on YouTube. Like I said, I post the hot yoga doctor saga. That's the TikTok thing. Because it's quick, it's the visual stuff, whatever. Oops. And again, whatever. I don't know whatever's gonna happen with any of this. I'm learning. And that's what I had to get over. Who cares? I don't give a shit. People can sit there and be like, oh my God, she started on YouTube. And it's, oh my God, she has these videos, but nobody watches them. Who the fuck cares? Yeah, a podcast. There's over 700 streams and downloads from that thing. But so what? Joe Rogan's got millions, maybe billions of views. Who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm not looking to be famous. I really don't give a shit. I don't care. What I care about is just myself, my well-being, my children, my boyfriend, my dog, just my circle. I don't really care about saving the world, but it's almost like, okay, how can I give back without depleting myself or performing or putting on this big show? See, what I've realized yesterday after I was driving in the car. Okay, yesterday was crazy. Let's just get into this. Okay, so yesterday I was having a meltdown because I got really frustrated. The corporate job thing is one thing. I'm learning some lessons, whatever. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm exactly where I need to be. So yes, my corporate job is important. Do I think I'm going to keep it forever? I really don't know, but possibly, right? This is what I do know. I get downloads now, and I'm starting to trust them. And here was the download I got yesterday. I was having a meltdown yesterday, whatever, and I finally just surrendered. And I was like, okay. I don't know what you want from me, universe, self, whatever. Human got frustrated and said, pull the plug. So I took a time out. Anyway, I'm driving, and the minute I'm just like, it all just kind of floods into me. So everybody is addicted to social media and their phones, right? And we all think it's a bad thing. Parents are like, oh, it's terrible. All the religious people that I know are absolutely like, the phone is evil. This is evil. Everything's evil. Everything's evil. Everything's evil, especially technology to Christians. Especially technology to Christians. Why? Why is technology so evil to religious people? I shouldn't even say Christians. It's religious in general. Lots of religions hate technology. The Amish, Mennonites, like they're very against cars and easier life, right? Things to make things simple because they want to keep it pure, because apparently electricity is where God was like, nah, you're going to hell for that one, apparently. So, we look at the Amish, and it's supposed to be a simpler way of life, but it's a much harder way of life. Oh, we don't want fancy things. Oh, we don't want whatever. And it's like denying yourself. That's a very religious thing, denying yourself. I get it, but you don't have to have religion or some angry sky daddy to punish you, to tell you that you should not be drinking every day of the week. You should not be eating tons of horrible food every day. You should not be, you should do things to take care of this avatar you have currently because you're pretending to be a human. Look, dude, we're all in this movie. And who was the first human? Who was the first human? Who wrote the book to say this is what a human is and this is how it works? There wasn't. People were all just trying to figure it out. That's it. And what we do is we like to do things that don't feel good. Like sit here and punish ourselves, sit here and shame ourselves, sit here and it's real. That's real. Because we're taught to do that from our parents, from church, religious leaders, teachers, whatever. It doesn't matter. Friends, family, blah, blah, blah. That's the programming you've got to get rid of to be able to set yourself free from the world. And that's the hardest part, is the stuff you can't see. Because if there's a person sitting next to you treating you like shit, it's pretty obvious. But when their words are just repeating in your head, you have to learn to separate what's yours and what's not. And that's what I had to learn to do. And once I learned to do that, the messages started becoming really clear. Now, back to this technology thing. You know, I keep telling myself, I'm like, maybe I just need to get off YouTube, get off all of it, and just throw my phone in the garbage, right? Believe me, I've thought about it. But what I'm realizing is I think I know why all the Christians, like, well, not all of them, but a lot of them hate technology, those really hard, deep ones. Because we're all sharing messages and waking up. And we're all, like, sharing information and noticing all the glitches and technology's the way it's happening. Think about what technology has done. We all focus on the bad shit, and I'm done with all that. I'm done focusing on all the bad crap. I'm focusing on how many people, myself included, got themselves out of religion, got themselves away from the Matrix, woke up and said, nah, we're done with this. That is a bunch of lies, and we're waking up. It's time. And, you know, I kept asking myself, why did I choose to come here for this? This sucks. I think this is my last round. I'm awake now. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't have to do this again. We're finished. When I die, I'll be cremated. There's no body to come back to. I'm not doing this again. It ain't happening. I'm finished. We're done. And I understand now. And so you go through kind of this depression, I guess. I don't know if it was depression. I really don't know what the hell it was. I was just a disaster. People were like, this bitch is cheese done slid off her cracker. It was bad. It is what it is. And I just don't care. I just don't care. I really just don't care. I started choosing myself every day, over and over again. Every day when I wake up, every day at work. I had to come to terms that my job literally is an interactive ATM, and it does not require my emotions. It gives me money. That's it. It gives me money. It's a game. I push the buttons, they give me a check. And that check, those coins, are what give me my stability inside this game. I do not have a college degree. I make 6 figures at home in my friggin' underwear. Why? Because God knew that's what I needed, I guess. Because if it wasn't for my job, I wouldn't have been able to do my healing. And one of my kids is probably about to come up behind me. I can hear doors. Anywho, let's see. So after you wake up and you start the integration of this self and the higher self, trying to integrate these two is messy. I don't even know. There's no instruction manual for this. So, sorry, my kid distracted me. I never record when there's people here, and I just kind of had to get over it. What is that? Oh, it's the dog. Okay, so okay. It's like, I guess I gotta start moving through life awake and intentional. For instance, when I was married, he wouldn't let me work. He wouldn't let me go to college. He wouldn't let me better my life. Don't even get me going on that. Anyway, yeah, that's why I divorced his ass. So anyways, I finally get away from him, right? Well, during that time, subconsciously, I was building my path right on out of there. And I didn't even know it. And I did. And as I reflect and sit back, I'm like, I guess that's what I was doing the whole time, but I didn't even realize. It worked out. It worked out perfect. It was a perfect escape route. A 6-figure job that I do remotely, psh, with no college degree. Bye. Yeah, that was my security. I had my permanent spot. I moved. And that's what I needed. But God, universe, self was like, I'm going to need that back. It's a journey, folks. I gave up my permanent spot because I was so convicted. And I know this is crazy, but I'm so glad that I did it. I finally understand why I did it. And I understand so much now. And it took me surrendering over and over and over again to finally get to the knowing and the need that I needed. It's always been my financial stability has been my biggest insecurity and my biggest trauma wound. And so it was the deepest, the hardest, and it's the hardest for most people because we live in a world that is materialistic. The whole world is materialistic. Why? Because we materialized here. We're humans here. We materialized. We turned into flesh and blood, something matter, something solid. So, to me, it's like the Big Bang happened, and that was the original God source consciousness, the original everything. And he was like, all right, he, she, it, whatever. Big Bang, right? That's that first explosion. And that's what set everything in motion. And that's somewhere else, not here. I think that the world, planets, all this solar system, we're inside of a snow globe. And everybody wants a ticket to come to Earth. Souls. They want a ticket. They want to sign a contract and come here. And you got to keep going over and over again, just like my dad. When he woke up and they sent him back, they said, yep, you got to go back. I think that you have to serve your contract. And when you get to where I'm at, you're tired. You've done this so many times, you just don't want to do it anymore. You have lost all taste for human life. You've lost your taste for planet Earth. You don't want the world. You're just sick of it. I don't even care about money. And that's no joke. I literally am like, give me enough to pay my bills and keep food on the table and the lights on and my car on the road. I legit don't care anything. That's it. I don't really care about much else. Listen, people, eat good food, exercise, try to take care of yourself, brush your teeth, wash your face, put on some sunscreen. Like, I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Like, take care of yourself. Yes, things are going to happen, but most of us have the ability to take care of ourselves so that we're not, you know, reverse your stress. We weren't made to live in a constant state of stress. That's what a lot of people have, women with autoimmune diseases and stuff. And for me personally, it's because I was treated like a slave. I was basically this man's property, and he told me that. My ex-husband told me the day I wanted a divorce. He said, you're right. He said, when I married you, you became my property, because that's how I felt about it. That's how he treated me for 17 years. So, yeah, burned out, fried, exhausted, does not even tip the iceberg of how I was feeling. And in 3.5 years, I've managed to pull it all back together. And thank God. Whew. But there were just so many lessons I had to learn. Still learning, you know, about, like, I'll probably never get married again. I'll probably never live with anybody again. I don't think that humans should have ownership of each other or tether themselves to each other, because untethering yourself to become sovereign is extremely hard. And the more people you have around you, the harder that is. Because every conversation, every room you walk into, everything that you engage in costs you something, your energy. Imagine yourself like the speaker. It's a battery, okay? And every day, people come in and plug into you and take your power. Like, they're just sucking out of your battery, so you need to make sure you're charged. What child is that? It's Sunky!
Yeah. I'm gonna go get some energy drink.
Oh, okay. I love you.
Bye. I'm so tired.
What? Did you stay up all night?
No, I've been getting a lot of sleep, but I just haven't been tired in the morning.
Boys, teenagers, they sleep all day, play video games all night. Anyway, I have 3 of them. So, one's grown though. He's big. He's 19 and he has a job, girlfriend, and like a life. It's so weird. But, yeah, I'm realizing that I'm just pretending to be a human. Maybe you're just pretending too. I think we're all just pretending. So it's like, okay, nobody actually knows how to be a human. So, oh, my light went out. Sorry. Go figure. I knew it was gonna die. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So sorry, guys. You can just get what you get. It's like if you consciously know now every conversation, everything you do costs you something. It's like you start taking inventory. Like, all right, if I talk to my cousin, like, you know, it's going to be 40 minutes and I'm going to feel exhausted afterwards. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you start thinking about things like this and you really start learning to be like, how do I feel when I do this? How do I feel when I do the dishes? How do I feel when my house is a mess? How do I feel when my car's a mess? How do I feel when my car's clean? How do I feel? Right. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you start to lean into how you feel, like you yourself. But see, we've been taught Christianity, marriage, motherhood, to ignore yourself. You to the back burner because you have family and you have a husband and you have kids and you have friends and family, and they all get your best everything before you're allowed to pay attention to yourself. And that's what women are taught. Sorry, that shit is done and over with. And I deserve the best of me. You know what I mean? So, no, I'm not going to give work the best of me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. I don't pump myself up and get like super whatever. And it's like, fine, I my job is my job and I'm grateful for it. It pays the bills, it does all these things, right? But it's not my identity. It's not who I am. If I didn't have that job, I'm still me. Do you know what I mean? If my boyfriend wasn't a doctor, or a surgeon, he's still him. Do you know what I mean? It's just a title. It doesn't matter. So what? He could retire and be like, I want to go make tacos at Taco Bell or in a taco truck. Hot damn, buddy, do it. So what? Are you happy? Do you like doing it? Do you like making tacos? Do you like making food? Some people really enjoy cooking. I fucking hate it. You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry. I'm still integrating hardcore. That's why I'm doing this, because I really made the decision the other day. I was like, I'm not going to want to go back and relive this crap and tell everybody and try to teach this to people. So I'm just going to do it as I go, and it is what it is. It'll get better. I'm learning the digital stuff and the recording and editing and all that kind of crap, but whatever. It just is what it is. This is a video game, people. It's a straight up video game. This is a dream. You're literally having a dream right now. So become a lucid dream. Have a lucid dream. Meaning wake up inside your dream. That's what a lucid dream is. When you wake up and you know you're dreaming, and then you can interact and change things. That's what's going on here. This is a lucid dream. And waking up out of it is really uncomfortable. Waking up out of it is confusing. It's hard. It's scary. It's destabilizing. Very destabilizing. What else? If you're waking up and you're having like a hard of a time as I am or was, You might be surrounded by just completely religious people and people who are completely asleep and have no idea. Like, I don't know how awake you are. I don't know how far you've removed yourself from the matrix, but I'm out. Like, I'm all the way out. TV, I don't even watch it. I don't watch the news. I literally got so far away from the world that I was like, oh my God, that's disgusting. Because I was so irritated with everything and everyone. Food, the cost of food is through the roof and the quality of it is disgusting. I can't stand eating meat. It's so gross. But now, because food is so expensive, people are becoming vegetarians. So many, because people can't afford meat. And I'm giggling because people are going to be forced to eat fruits and vegetables. And these doctors who are resigning and quitting medical and saying, I'm not going to do this, because they're being harassed by medical practices and stuff, surgery centers, these things that they work for. And they're like, why aren't you doing surgeries? Why aren't you doing this? These doctors are leaving because they're like, my patients I'm helping them get better. We don't want you to help them get better. This is a business and we need money. They're leaving because of this. Eat your fruit, eat your vegetables, drink your water, get some exercise and some sleep. Seriously, people. Do it. And that's the only way we're going to win, is by choosing ourselves. And people are like, I don't get it. You can't eat packaged food. You can't eat fast food. You can't eat out all the time. Find a sandwich place or something where you can have sandwiches, something fresh. Stay out of the drive-thru. It's so bad. It's so disgusting. The oils and the food. People keep asking me how I've lost so much weight and keeping it off for so long. Everyone's like, oh, it's your Crohn's disease. Well, originally it was kind of how it got going, but I don't eat processed, packaged food. I just don't eat. It's very little. It's minimal, very minimal compared to what it used to be. Very minimal. I've learned to eat like avocado toast and like actual making sure every ingredient is very intentional in my food. Huge difference. Took a little bit. But then what started happening was everything started tasting like chemicals, like anything packaged, even bread, everything. And it's like, oh, it's called blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's called, I can taste the chemicals because this isn't real food. That's what it's called. It's disgusting. And once I finally got away from that kind of stuff, now I can't even. It's so disgusting. I can smell chemicals and plasticky nastiness in food. And my sense of smell is out of control crazy because I'm hard of hearing. And so your other senses get really heightened. That's why my sense of smell and my sense of hearing and my taste is through the roof. But I really, and the ADHD, if you've got ADHD, ADD, whatever, OCD, all those problems, during this time, they may seem a little flared up or irritated. Not in a full-blown crazy, but definitely you feel it tingling. But if you kind of ride it out, you'll notice, if you're working on yourself, you can almost calm those things down. Okay, so, hi Lennon. Side of the doodle. Hi poodle. No. To you too. All right. So you're gonna wake up in this dream we call reality or life. It's not real. Yes, Lemon. Hi. Can I help you? She's needy this morning. And stop, Lemon. We have to stay here on this planet because I don't know why. I hate it here, and that's for damn sure. I don't like it. I don't like being a human. I don't like human stuff. I'm so over it. I'm just lost my distaste for everything. So many of us, we're burned out, especially a lot of women. We're just exhausted. You know, now we have all these men running around. You're gonna die an old cat, lady. You're just a bitter hag. You're gonna die alone with your cat. Well, I don't even like cats. I have a dog, but yeah, that's not really the threat it used to be. We're good. We just don't care. I do not believe in marriage anymore. Marriage was designed to protect women, to give them homes and stuff because they didn't have any rights, but that's not, they were used as property. I'm nobody's fucking property. Sorry. So we won't be doing that again. If I do, it'll be on my terms. I'll probably never live with a man again, honestly. I just don't see the need. I like my own space. I like my own everything. Yeah, I like being alone. I don't know. My boyfriend's great. He's fantastic. And we have so much fun together. He's like literally like my soulmate, but we don't feel clingy, overly whatever with each other. It's not like that. And I don't know. But I don't know. I keep going back and forth about what I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't want to do anything. Like, I get up and work. I hang out with my boyfriend and my kids and my dog. That's like my couple girlfriends, whatever, but nothing here has made me go, oh, I want to do this. The creativity, everything's just been kind of on block. And I think it was supposed to be, because it's like I need to finish cleaning my house and like getting this stuff done. And I know once that's done, I'll feel better. I know that. Like, it'll clear up the energy. And so that's what I'm doing today. You know, and we'll see how I feel. But right now I feel very, very stuck and very whatever. Oh, sorry. You'll get used to this. Back to the technology thing. I'm so sorry. Again, if you follow me, if you know me, we do this. Okay. Technology has given a voice to those who would have never had one or never been able to find a way to share. I think this technology has existed beyond what we could even imagine. We just don't have it here yet. You know what I'm saying? And so we think technology is evil. Oh, it's distracted maybe because people don't have boundaries, right? But think of all the information that's now been spread. Think of all the information that's been shared. Think of all the new ways of thinking and all the people that have woken up out of the matrix. Of course, the Christians are saying that technology is the devil and things like that because we're speaking out against their stuff. And humans don't like that. I know when I was religious, I sure as hell couldn't handle anybody saying like, oh, God's not real and this and that. Well, Sky Daddy isn't real, but like the energy source of what we came from is real. And the idea of how it works is a bit twisted, but to each his own. But there's this knowing that I have now that's nothing but peace, and it's a peace that's from source. It's like, I know there's no heaven and there's no hell. We're living in hell. We're already here. Look around, folks. There's no burning pits of anything to be scared of. It doesn't exist. My dad saw the other side. It's not there. Nobody's waiting to judge you. The light beings were waiting for him and taking care of him, and told him they were waiting for him to wake up and then he had to go back. They said, we know, but you got to go back. He was like in a hospital. And that's basically like we sign up. They say, okay, you're going to go to sleep. And time doesn't exist. So time is human. And we had to have something time because we age. We get older. We go through a cycle. Like plants go through a cycle. So we had to have something to measure it against. And that's a guy thing. It's a very human thing to measure, right? Always gotta measure shit. Comparison, right? But that's contrast. That's how you make sense of things. So, wow. I'm still like processing a lot of this, so I'm really sorry. These videos are gonna be super weird. Just fast forward it. Man. This is the part where I'm accepting it as truth and trying to integrate it into like what this means. Because once it like snaps, it's like the other doors open, right? So it's like I'm consciously awake in my dream right now. Just like they told my dad, go back to sleep. And then he woke up here in his body. And it was like he was in pain and all this stuff. So this is all human. And once you realize pain, suffering, all that crap is human stuff. It's of the world. The world wants to hurt you. Why? Because they need your emotions. Why? I want you to think of the deleted scene from The Truman Show. If you've never seen it, just go look it up here on YouTube. The deleted scenes from The Truman Show, the movie with Jim Carrey. There's a scene where he goes and gets his lunch and he's kind of starting to understand that something's not right, but he sits down on a bench and they send a guy in a wheelchair to, like, homeless guy, to ask him for his lunch, and he gives him his sandwich. And Truman's sitting there thinking he did a good job, but the truth of the matter is that guy's just an actor. So they played off his emotions for screen time, for people's energy. See, the world uses your emotions to pull other people in to get their money. That's why those creators on TikTok I get angry at, and I block them. I block so many creators on TikTok. If you are just there taking people's energy and money and you're not actually giving anything of any kind of value, I will block you immediately. I'll just block. You guys to go. So many. I will see creators with hundreds of thousands of followers and like 4 or 5 or even 100. I just block them all. I just get rid of all of them. I don't talk to those people. I don't associate with them. I just get rid of them because I'm not interested. You're just there like taking. That's all you're doing. And, you know, they get on there and they're like, okay, this is your first sign, is when they say they've got information and they just start dragging the shit out. I just block them immediately. That's all you got to do. Because they know they need you to sit on that video for a certain amount of time. So you got to start paying attention to that stuff. People are just taking your time. That's what all the videos you watch, even if you watch this one, watch it and fast forward, man. Talk fast. Learn to process it quicker. TikTok taught me that. TikTok's a little stressful though. So, you know, they like to push the 7-second videos because in 7 seconds you can't really like change, you know what I mean? Like your brain or whatever. It's all like scientifically done, trust me. This shit wasn't by accident. And the stress that we're feeling from there, it's because they want you to impulse buy. That's why it's consumerism, and they want you to impulse buy. So that's why they boost the people who take your time and your money and your energy. That's why they favor the dirty people. Because the app is making money. And if the app's making money, you know, and the thing is, you know, every couple of months, you'll see that they revamp TikTok. They revamp the algorithms and stuff so that you have a harder time. Because when they're like, oh, too many people figured this out. Too many people figured it out. We don't want people to make money. You have to understand that money is just, it isn't even real. Folks, it's not real. It's paper. And at this point, it's not even that. It's a button. It's digital. It's not real. It's an illusion. I know. But you got to start treating it that way. We're just in a game. Think of it like Mario. Is Mario obsessed with the coins? Nah, he just goes and collects them. But, He's on a mission. Got to get to the princess, right? So whatever it is that you're chasing down, it's okay. Whatever it is that you want. And this is why you got to get to the void. That's why you got to get to this point where you don't want anything. You don't desire anything. You don't even fucking like anything. You don't even really like people anymore at this point. And that is the truth. My boyfriend and I, we like being together, but we don't like other people. Like, it's so weird. We do not like hanging out with other people. Both of us are like, that's why the whole dating thing was so complicated. It was like, I wanted to have a companion, but I got him. The universe was like, there's your person. Like, thank you. So anyway, yeah, I just think that as we wake up, and I'm still going through it, obviously, this is all still relatively new, and I'm just going to put these crazy ass YouTube videos on, and we're just going to let it be. But listen, there's a million people out there way smarter than me, way more advanced than me, can explain this shit better than me, whatever. But if you found the video and like you and I are vibing, then that's it. We vibing, all right? I encourage you, go watch as many videos as you can about waking up and the fact that this life is a video game, this life is a dream, this isn't real. And this is so bizarre because I kept hearing this and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Yes, this is real. I feel pain, whatever. It's because I had to understand the mechanics of how I got here because I kept asking, what am I doing here? That was my question when I was really, really depressed and I was really going through it. I was like, what am I doing here? Why am I on this planet? Why me? Am I important at all? Or can I just check out? Can I just be done and leave? Because that's where I was. I still find myself there sometimes. And I know that when I find myself there, I'm like, something's not right. And I know this now. It's because I don't belong here on this planet. I don't like it. And a lot of people will take their lives because they hate it here. They can see no way out. And I was there. But something just kept telling me to keep going. And it was my dad's story of what happened to him that kept me going. Now, some of you know this. I got this story given to me in layers, like more deeper information, more stuff as time went on. The first time I heard this story, I think the first time it clicked or I heard enough of it or I understood what was going on was I was pregnant with my first son. So it would have been 2006. We were at St. Agnes Hospital in Fresno and I was sitting at a table in one of the waiting rooms with my Aunt Barb and my dad and this other guy. We were there because my uncle was in the hospital and I was there. My husband might have been there. I don't remember. Anyway, I was huge pregnant. And my dad tells me the whole story. But he left out the part where he woke up on a slab and it was completely dark. And I just knew there were light beings or like something like that, orbs of light, like these light beings. But he said, no, they were like figures. They just didn't have skin or faces or anything. They were light. They were just light. You could see through them. Remember, oh, no, you don't remember, but if you've been watching, I had an out-of-body experience. And in the out-of-body experience, I was like, I looked different. Like the table, the walls, everything was solid, but I looked like TV static. And this is before my dad gave me this information, years and years and years. And I talk about it. And then once my dad gave me this information, all of my dreams, my experiences all came together and clicked. It was really crazy. Again, yeah. So I'm finally getting to like, okay, this is my truth. This is what I know. This is what my dad brought from the other side. This is what I know about my dreams. This is what I know about reality. This is what I know so far. And that's it. I have no idea, but I have a feeling that after I get past a certain point, I probably won't make videos anymore. Won't be on TikTok. I'll just be living my life, and I really won't be doing any of this. But until then, I guess I'll do the journey, and then in the very last video, I'll be sure to tell everybody goodbye, and this is what's going on. But I don't foresee that my whole future, my financial future and everything is going to be making videos or anything. I don't know. It could be, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think technology is here to set people free. It's going to be what saves so many people. It saved me. It absolutely gave me my awakening, gave me everything I needed, and deprogrammed me. So yeah, all the religious folks coming in. You know, I have my ex-sister-in-law is a like fanatical religious person. Like off the deep end, crazy, kind of like extremist, you know. How many kids do they have now? 6, 7? Yeah, they're gonna have as many babies as God lets them. They just keep cranking them out. They live in a trailer in Tennessee or something. Arkansas? No, it's Tennessee. I don't freaking know. I don't talk to these people. Anyway, they're against all of it. And so, you know, because they don't want their kids knowing there's a whole other world out there and their kids are weird. I feel bad for them. It's really sad. They're not going to know how to function at all in this world. At all. It's really sad. This is really unfortunate. You know, people think that they're doing these kids a service by making them awkward and weird and teaching them the world is evil. Like, shoving fear down their throats with the threat of hell is actually, it's funny. I think it's illegal in Japan now. Yeah, Christianity is illegal in Japan. That's funny. You cannot threaten your child with the thought of eternal damnation. It's against law, as it should be. So, it's just crazy. Somebody had the great idea to be like, hey, let's write this book and put all this dirty, dark shit in it and control people. And it went viral. That's what happened. Because the God I know, that ain't him. Sorry. My God's amazing. My God's sitting back like, these people crazy, girl. Woo. All right, stick with me. I'm going to get you through this. And I'm like, cool, man. And guess what? Sometimes I giggle because I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. And it works. That's not right. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm here to beat the system. I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm not complying anymore. I'm awake. I know what's going on now, and I'm going to move accordingly. And I think that's the trick. I think that's the secret. And I think once other people have fully figured this out, they just disappear. And that's what my plan is. Anyway, I got some house cleaning to do, and I'm gonna go hang out with my boyfriend this afternoon, and yeah, but I guess until next time. Bye.